Liam Delap to Manchester United, yes or no? Drop a comment, let me know what you think because this player has been seriously linked with us for a long time and it's high time we spoke about him. Subscribe, like, and share. My name is Webb. This is the United Road Sport. Let's get into it. Now, guys, as always, as we count down to a summer transfer window like this, United will always be linked with so many players. And the latest is Liam Delap, a 22-year-old striker who plies his trade with Ipswich, a club that is clearly going to get relegated. But we are talking of a striker who has got 11 goals and 2 assists. Trust you me, that's a top baller. You don't want really to throw that under the bus because clearly this is a potential big team player. And when you talk big teams, United is clearly one of those, despite the position we are on the log, not suggesting the same. But I want to take this Liam Delap link a bit serious for a couple of reasons, and I'll tell you why. First of all, I think he's an affordable player for Manchester United because there is a fixed clause in his contract when Ipswich get relegated, because it's a matter of when, not if. He will be leaving. He can leave for 40 million pounds. Now we do know that that sounds like a lot of money, but it's money that Manchester United can really spend on a striker, even if it's going to be a summer of little spending. Now, if United are going to sell certain players, like we hear, there are players that we know United is going to cash in on. We're talking of a player like Marcus Rashford, who clearly is now in the plans of Aston Villa and Unai Emery. And 40 million is the option they have in the contract they signed with United to buy him if they want him. That's the same amount of money that Delap is priced at. I think United can really spend that money on that on Rashford, because definitely when Rashford leaves, there's got to be a replacement. But also, United need depth in the striking department, because even if we still believe that Rasmus Højlund can be given time to become the striker that we are hoping he would become, he certainly needs support, that he cannot be alone, because Joshua Zirkzee, we have now learned and appreciated and accepted the fact that he was not brought in as a number 9. He's more of a 9.5 or a guy who plays as one of the two number 10s a bit deeper. And we cannot force him to be a number 9. It doesn't work. So clearly, for those reasons, there is, I think, sense in the fact that Man United is being linked with a striker now in the coming summer, because they will sell players and make a bit of money to spend in critical positions. And the striking department is certainly a critical position, even if for me, it is not the first department they need to sign a player in. But for depth, certainly, United will still have to sign a striker. Now, going back to his game, Delap, first of all, is young. He's 22. Again, fits into the plan, the in-your strategy when it comes to transfers. The transfer strategy is to sign young players who are affordable. And 40 million for a striker, really, who is proven in the Premier League, never mind him having only one season in the Premier League, I think is not too much. I think it falls within our reach as Manchester United. But going proper to his game and what he brings onto the pitch, I want to liken him to a couple of players. I liken him to Gyökeres because he can drop and run with the ball. He's strong, has got a few little attributes that can get him compared to Sergio Aguero. I feel his power, the way he runs with the ball with energy, and swings right or left, and then he's boxing off people. There's that power to him that I like. He's a shooter of the ball. He has got a strong shot of the ball. He has got the physicality, I mean, strong in terms of physique, the physicality to fight defenders and, box them out and power his body. I think I love the way he makes use of his body as a striker. And usually, certain strong strikers struggle to make use of their bodies. Case in point is Rasmus Højlund. This season, he has shown he has struggled to make use of his body to his advantage. And I think he's only trying to work on it now. Probably Amorim has highlighted it to him. I spoke about him before, talking about how he goes down so easily, or he concentrates a lot on leaning his body on the defender instead of freeing himself up and doing something with the ball. He's trying to work on that, Højlund, I mean. But Delap, I think, is good at that, and I love to see it. But the fact that he's Premier League proven is also an advantage to the so many other young players within his mold that are linked with Man United, the Hugo Echitikes and the likes, the Benjamin Seskos and the likes, because if you're a striker who has scored 11 goals and assisted twice playing for Ipswich, definitely in an improved Man United, all factors constant, you should be able to score more. And if you're 22, being a player at the Manchester City Academy, certainly for me, there's reason for you to be given a chance at a club like Man United. So for that reason, I want to have that little hope and belief that he would make sense. And I'll be honest, I've taken time to study Delap. I've taken time before I even spoke about him, before I dropped this video. And I'll tell you, he's one of the more sensible signings United could make, because even his coach currently would probably have a say, because I mean we're talking of a guy who was at Manchester United as first team coach, knows Delap, and certainly he does love Manchester United, and he knows if there is one club he would want to see succeed with a player like him, knowing his potential, he would perhaps want it to be at Man United. So definitely, I strongly believe that the Ipswich coach will certainly give some bit of, advice to Man United. If he's a good player in terms of his character, his temperament, he will certainly recommend, because these days when clubs are signing players, I don't know whether it was the same before, but what I know now, when clubs are signing players, they inquire about their mentality, their attitude, besides what they see, what the stats show, what the injury record is. Clubs also want to know how does the player behave, what is his attitude like, does he turn up early for training, is he reliable, does he work hard, is he determined, does he have the character of a player to succeed in a tough league like the Premier League. Things like these questions like these will always be asked. Now definitely Kylian McKenna, I believe, will be willing to give Man United all the right information about Delap, and that would guide whether or not United will sign him. So for all these reasons, I strongly think Manchester United can properly be serious about signing Liam Delap, and let's see how it goes. Clubs like Man City, his former club, Chelsea, strongly, in fact, Chelsea are believed to be quick in trying to bid for him, because Chelsea certainly want a physical striker, but also Chelsea do need urgently a backup or another guy to try and rotate around with Nicholas Jackson. So for all those reasons, I think there is a reason for us to really look at this rumor. It's still a rumor, but there's reason for us to think about it and debate it and moot it, and perhaps give it time and see where he would fit into the system. I don't see a lot of differences between him and Gyökeres, and the fact that he's Premier League proven perhaps even puts him ahead of Gyökeres, who was rejected by the English League. English football rejected Gyökeres. That's why he's playing in Portugal, and is now beginning to prove that perhaps now he has come of age and can come back into England. But for Gyökeres now, seems Arsenal are a bit more advanced in trying to get him. So for me, that's what I think. Delap makes sense. Probably would be a better signing than all these Hugo Echitikes and Benjamin Seskos we are linked with. Why? Because he's proven in the Premier League, even if it's just for a season, but he has also been coached by Kylian McKenna, who certainly supports Manchester United despite being coach of Ipswich. So if they're getting relegated, he would certainly want to advise United. Perhaps that is if he sees him as a good striker. So let's wait and see how it all goes. But drop down your comment and let me know, in your view, is Liam Delap the striker Manchester United should be going for in the summer, or can we go for others? But the reality is we need depth in the striking line, and if Delap is the guy, Adon Hoyland and Chido Obi who is developing, I think that would be fair enough for us to start from as we rebuild Manchester United into the world beater it's supposed to be. So let's keep following this story. It's a developing story, but listen, it's here on the United Hot Sport that we keep following all these developing stories to the latter. Subscribe, and let me catch you later, fam.